Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 6th house posited in the 12th house in the natal horoscope. Well, as most of you know, the 6th house governs health-related matters, service, employment, fitness, diet, animals, work. And the 12th house governs restrictions, limitations, could be hidden talents, some things that are covert and secretive. It's over our weaknesses and things that are done, sometimes covertly, things that we don't really, like to have necessarily exposed to others. And anyway, let me get started. So the ruler of the 6th house and the 12th house, one interpretation to look at is that as far as work goes, this person might, be interested in things of philanthropic nature. One shows compassion, healing towards others, such as working, I guess, as a doctor, some kind of healer. Could even be like sports medicine, something where as a nurse. And something where they're showing compassion to others. They could be doing something, working for the homeless, the impoverished, the oppressed, those less fortunate. Work might even involve something, of a metaphysical nature, something, even in certain isolated examples, as like, a medium, or because the 12th house does govern intuition. Work might even be involved in like a prison. Not that this person would be incarcerated, but somebody that could work as a guard in a prison, for example. Some kind of spiritual work. It's possible with this position that the health, if the ruler is, I guess you could say, if it receives predominantly negative aspects, could be something where maybe the health, if the person's debilitated, can prohibit their, I guess, their work life to some degree. There might be restrictions that are associated with the person's work life, and this could be somebody that even if the person has a flourishing or thriving position, that he or she might feel that there's still some limitation that exists in the work environment, and there's something that's unfulfilled. The 12th house can rule, hidden enemies. So, in some isolated cases, it could maybe, there could be, something in the workforce that might create an enemy, or there's just something where, maybe, there can be an enemy, for example, arising out of, some jealousy towards the person, or something of, of that nature. This could be somebody that, if they're, that performs, I guess you could say, a work, service to others, where, where they're, we're showing, I guess you could say, the compassionate side of the person. But work, it's possible with work, this person might work in, like, I guess you could say, like in secrecy, or something, work in solitude or seclusion, such as a writer or somebody that does something online. It could be, even somebody that's like a cartoonist, that displays their creativity, in their own, or whatever they do, their work, in private. Even somebody making, somebody making some kind of electronic schematic diagrams, it could be, done out of his or her own home. Could be, an at-home business, online business, something where, it's done, in privacy and in their own four walls. And the person might thrive in a position where, I guess you could say the work itself is designed to be covert or confidential, such as working for, like the FBI or CIA, or, some, government covert matters. So that's another example where this person, might thrive in. The 6th house is over animals and pets. So this could be something where this the life, with, if this person does have pets, leads them perhaps to, I guess you could say, brings out their, 12th house compassionate side. Um, 12th house could be connected with some hidden strengths as well, I believe, and brings out that, the love, the nature in them, the compassionate nature to take care, of animals, for example, and, this could be something where, the pets maybe help, in some way, inspire them toward, I guess you could say, toward, being, I guess as far as, like I said, the compassionate nature and bringing out, that side of the person, and the, person, since we're working with, 6th house can be animals, and, 12th house is hidden strengths. This person might have, some ability to take care of, perhaps, animals, such as like being a veterinarian, or, the zookeeper, for example. So the hidden strengths might be connected with that. And you look at this placement, and, since the 6th house governs health, diet, and fitness, this could be something where, the health, like I said, especially if there's predominantly negative aspects and the ruler is afflicted, the health can really, would lead to the person's undoing. And health, matters can be, if they're problematic, they might lead to possible, more seclusion and more solitude. The person's health might be something that they don't really like to divulge or talk about, and even things concerning, 6th house matters, their pets, their diet, their exercise plan, things that are, their employment, things that are associated with the 6th house. Undoubtedly this person, may be very secretive about, and not really want to divulge, that part of their life to others. So anyway, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the ruler of the 6th house, posited in the 12th house in the natal horoscope. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 7th house in the 1st house in the natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.